Let me explain to you the capital thing that frustrates Christians. Now, the capital thing that frustrates Christians is the inability of believers to assess themselves, or the unwillingness of believers to interpret their value. Now, their irresponsibility. Yes, I appreciate it. I said the what? Please, frustration and death. I don't care the type of faith you have. We not leave this present church, or we not leave the earth until we come to realize that God accomplishes miracle through what man provides. So when God wants to help the earth, he started looking for what he will get from a man to actually help the earth. Now, what God accomplishes on earth is controlled by what he gets from men. So, God does not take responsibility on earth for anything. Now, societies that knows this, they pay unique attention to themselves, so they rule. Can I ask you to listen? Even when God wants to be worshipped by men, he compels a man to reveal him. Let me say again. When God wants to be worshipped by men, first of all, he takes the nature of a spirit, because there is no spirit anywhere that manifests around men that is called God. So God is an imagination in the mind of men. So the only way God can be worshipped is when a man embodies God, share life with a particular incarnate spirit, and then introduce from his value. So the worship of God is the worship of man. Why? You cannot separate God from a man that introduced him through his value. Please, when I share this, when I'm through with what I'm about to share, I am going to share on there is change of thought before healing or prosperity. The doom of the present church is their misbelief. You see, because unbelief is a product of misbelief. Let me say again. I say unbelief is a product of misbelief. I say unbelief is what? Is a product. What I mean is faithlessness. Your faith cannot keep increasing when you're believing in error. Somebody, have I affected you? Huh? Let me say it again. Let me say it again. I say each time God wants to do some change a nation like Nigeria, Liberia, America, he goes to Americans to see what they can provide for the change they want. And except they provide a certain change, God will keep waiting. But if they start seeking him, he will inspire them to take responsibility. He will inspire them to know. He will motivate them to make contact with teachers who will correct their misbelief. That is why Acts of Apostles said, he said, repent and be free from your misbelief, because the hour of miracle has come. Repent and change the way you think, because God have decided to do what? To bless you. But if God must bless you, you must take responsibility. Can I go on with something? Please. When Jesus was about to accomplish the redemption of man, Christ went into that man and depended on the value of that man to accomplish redemption. Up till this afternoon, the reason we are taking blood communion is because the flesh of Jesus has value. And I would like you to see Jesus as a man whose flesh has value. Don't see him as something, another thing. Because he functioned on earth as a man. The divinity of Christ was only an advantage to improve the humanity of Jesus. So if you say to me that God is with you and I'm not seeing any human value, I will do nothing with your God. I don't want to follow a God that makes men spiritual without earth usefulness. That's an aimless religion. I say I don't want to follow any God that make people spiritual without being earthly useful, because you are a man, and because you are a man, you are not needed in heaven. Let me go on to something. I am continuing on Kennedy, still another heading on God cares about what he takes from you. Write on your paper. It's a heading. I say is, I say God cares about what he gets from you. God cares about what he gets from you. Now, if God cares about what he gets from you, he will like you to care about what you get from yourself. And don't allow somebody to take something important from you without you getting something that is equivalent or even or close, because that will be cheating. Except you have hope that maybe later you will get it. Don't marry a man because you love him. Don't marry a woman because you love her. Marriage is contracted on business. if you want it to last. Let me tell you one of the most prosperous consciousness that is beginning from God to all